Welcome to the Blast to the Past Tablescape collaboration. I am Danielle, the domestic scientist, and this collaboration is hosted by At Home with Mary and me, myself, and DIYing it. Our hosts have some amazing channels. Be sure to check them out. There's a link in the description box below. And also, I have put a link to the collaboration challenge playlist. There are a number of amazing submissions, so you don't want to miss out. So for this tablescape video, I wanted to pay homage to the movie The Color Purple. So first, I'm filming on a farmhouse table that's outside of my kitchen. So this is my actual kitchen table. On the end, I have this little vignette on the side where I styled it with some birds, and I have a little ceramic container with some spoons in it. So I got the idea of putting vignettes at the end of the table because in the actual iconic dinner scene, there is a two-tiered cake riser where they put different mason jars and looks like they had condiments in there, salt and pepper shakers and things of that nature. So I decided to make a little vignette on the side because they did that in the movie. I have a brown and black table runner that I purchased from Tuesday Morning, and I think it adds nicely to the farmhouse theme, and it's a very neutral runner that you can use over and over again with different looks. So let's start talking about the place setting. The movie is filmed in the South, and so when you ever drive through the South, there's like loads of cotton fields everywhere. So I wanted to pay homage to the setting of the movie by placing these cotton bulbs in my bird cage. And up under that, I have a square charger plate. So what I'm doing here is I'm mixing some elements of rustic things, also with a couple of slightly modern things and some traditional elements as well to add some interest and some layering. Up under that, I have a plain white plate with a gold trim, and that's more of a formal plate, and then it's setting atop of one of those burlap charger plates that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, and those are currently on sale at 50% off. And so I think it adds like a different kind of element, but it's very monochromatic, and it's not something that you would kind of expect. It's an unusual pairing. So I think it adds some sense of interest to the table and also kind of puts me in the mindset of the movie. Now in the movie, they did have a lot of white ceramics on the table as well. So because this tablescape does not include food, I wanted to make sure that I did have plain white ceramics to keep it simple and interesting. Now for my centerpiece, I chose to use this as the one place to display color, and I have purple wildflowers that I purchased from Joann's. So what I did, because I purchased a whole stem, is I folded the stem over and then I put some of those gems in the bottom so the floral arrangement can hold its shape. And that's a tip that I got from watching one of Shanji's Fat Tuesday movies. So I thought that was pretty good. And so I kept the color, the purple, popping on this tablescape by keeping everything else very neutral, very muted, and I'm mixing some silvers and some golds and some earth tones in there, but the purple now really stands out. So there's no real other competing color on the table. In the back, I have this little dining bench that seats about 3 people, and it's so cute. Very nice dining bench. I just love it. I do want a dining bench for the other side of the table. I just could not find a backless one to go with the table as of yet. So that's something that is a work in progress for me. Let's get a close-up of these purple flowers. They're just so pretty, but they're like a wildflower style, so it kind of really puts you in the mindset of seeing the field of purple flowers like you see at the end of the movie when Celia is reunited with her sister. So I thought these were really special, and I thought that they really kind of remind me of the movie, and I wanted to use them in this tablescape. And as we go down, we can see those gems in there. Those are so helpful. I had them in my home, but I just never really, I had them for another project, but I never really used them again. And I'm really glad that I kept them. They kind of look like ice in the container, so it gives a really cool effect. So I can kind of hide some of the stem work that's going on the inside. So as we move over to the other side of the table, in the back, I have another vignette where I have the mason jars, and in the mason jars I put some potpourri. That's like a mixed bag of potpourri, and those came from Home Goods I got a couple years ago. The mason jars and the apothecary jar came out of Hobby Lobby, one of their 50% off glass sales. So I think it adds a really country vibe to the table, and it's something that is a little old-fashioned and something that you wouldn't necessarily expect to see on a table, and certainly adds some interest and some texture and some just nice rustic elements. So I really enjoy that. I think it creates a nice moment on the table. Now, those white walnuts that are in the apothecary jar are also reminiscent of the southern setting in the movie. I have been all around the South, and there are lots of pecan trees and walnut trees and acorns everywhere. So I think that's another great way to honor the movie. As we come back around, I want to point out also that that dining bench looks like a church pew, and that's actually why I bought it. So I just was reminded of that iconic scene in the movie where Suge bursts into the back of the church and she takes over that poor girl's solo and she sings "God is trying to tell you something." Who could ever forget that part? So now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think of my tablescape, and if there's anything you think I could have added to the table that would further tie into my color purple blast to the past theme. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out the description box. You'll find links to the host channels and also to the Blast to the Past Tablescape playlist. There are several ladies who have worked diligently to bring us their take on past events, and it would be wonderful if you can check them out, like their video, and subscribe as well. This is Danielle, the Domestic Scientist, and I will see you next time.